Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we are featuring another light from Streamlight. They did sponsor this video. I have done a bunch of different videos on Streamlight lights, and they do sponsor all of those videos, but they do just send me the light just to show off the light to you guys. I don't get any money from them. I never have. I don't benefit if you buy one or not. I don't get any money at all. All I get is a really cool light from Streamlight to test out and do a video for you guys. Now, I did get a newer one from them, and we're going to talk about it, show it off, show what comes in the box, and we're going to mount it on something that I've been wanting to put a new light on for a while now, and I haven't really had one that fit this particular one good like I wanted, and this one's perfect for that. So let's hop right into it. We're going to talk about all of the details of the light, and like I said, all the stuff that you get with it, the different options you can use it for, and then we're going to put it on this guy. Before we get into that, did want to give a shout out to our sponsor, the Arm Society. These guys, they sponsor the channel just by sending me apparel to show off to you guys. Like I said, with Streamlight, just like them, I don't get any money at all from them. I just get some stuff to show off and some videos. So be sure to check out those guys at thearmsociety.com. And also be sure to check me out on Instagram. I do post pictures on there of stuff that I'm working on, and the videos that go up on the channel. And sometimes I'll post pictures up on stuff that I'm doing that sometimes doesn't make it here on the channel. So that's some pretty cool stuff. Be sure to check me out on Instagram at the Josh Wiley channel. Now let's finally hop into this new light from Streamlight. It is the TLR RM2. Now, this is the new light. I really wanted something like this because I wanted a pressure switch with it to put on that guy. Before we get too into this, some stuff about it. 1,000 lumens, 10,000 candela. It's got a 200 meter beam, 1.5 hours of on time. It's rail mounted, obviously, because that's what the RM stands for. It uses, like usual, 2 CR123A batteries. It's machined aluminum, like I think just about every light that they make. I really like their lights. They're very durable. It's got 2 different switches. We'll go over that in a second. It only weighs 4.55 ounces. It does have a safe off feature, which they've done somewhat recently on their lights that I really like that. It does have an IPX7 waterproof rating, which, if you don't know, that is to be submerged in up to 1 meter of water for 30 minutes. And it does also, you can get it with a laser and a strobe feature. I did not get the one with the laser on it. I wasn't particularly wanting a laser, but I did think it would come with a strobe. Apparently not all of them come with a strobe, even though the box that it came in is not here anymore. It did say it has a strobe on it, but this light does not have a strobe. Like usual, you can press it and it'll stay on. That's how bright this thing is. And press it again and turn off, or like a pressure switch. And both of the switches work this way, which we'll get into. You can hold it down and it'll come on, so when you let off, it will cut off. Now, usually on most of their lights that have a strobe feature, you double press it really quick. I think they tell you like 2 clicks in 1/4 of a second it's supposed to strobe, which I have a lot of their lights that just about all of them strobe the same way. This one doesn't. So I tried it. I've spent like 15 minutes reading and doing different stuff. Apparently this doesn't have it, so if you're interested in this and you want a strobe, apparently there is one that will say it has a strobe on it, and apparently some don't. This obviously does not, which doesn't really suck that much, but I was more wanting something with a pressure switch, because in that kind of setup, I like having a pressure switch. I don't like it on all the time. I like holding it down and using it when I need to, and then not when I'm not. So that is pretty much all of the stats on this light. Now let's head over to the table and show what I was talking about with the 2 different switches and everything that came in the box, and then get this mounted on that guy. All right, so this is the light. I did mention 2 different switches. Obviously you have the pressure switch here that just plugs into the back. When you first get this has got a rubber piece that fits back here. like that, and it pops in. So if you didn't want to use that, it's not like the plug-in will be open to get crap in it or anything like that. So that's a really nice feature. I am obviously going to go with this. That's how I want it. And then also the other switch. This does have a switch down here. So if you didn't want this and put that on, obviously you still have a switch to use. It is ambidextrous. It is kind of one switch, but you can get to it depending on whatever setup you have on here, and it works the same exact way as this switch. You can press on, press off on both sides. They work the same, and you can hold it down. When you let off, it'll come off. So both of these are pressure switches, so it gives you a whole lot of different options of how you can use it and what you want to put it on, stuff like that. That is the two switches. Mounting, like usual with all of their lights, it does come with a bunch of different mounting options, different inserts to put in depending on what you're putting it on. And it does come with some zip ties depending on what you're using it for, what you put on, different stuff like that. As usual, when you get a pressure switch, they do have a piece of 3M tape that you can put on the back here for just sticking this on something, which I do not like to use. I've never used that. They do come with 2 clips, which we will use when we put this on. If I can get it right. Yeah, you've got to put it on the right way. So they slide on there like so, so you can actually mount this on a rail just like you mount this on a rail, which is how I've did my other rail mounted one. Like I said, I've done a bunch of different videos on all of the lights from them. Same exact thing. So we'll use these, and then it does come with some small rubber bands depending on if you need to hold your cord a certain type of way. We might use those if we need to when we go to put it on. And it does come with some extra screws if you lose one like I'm about to. And that is pretty much it with that. The safe off feature, like usual on their lights that do have a safe off feature, this is twisted all the way on so it will work. And then it does have you twist it like you're taking it off, and it does have it'll pop in a certain place there, and then it won't be able to work, and you can just twist it back right and it works. And then if you want to change the batteries, you just screw this off like usual. And those are the batteries. And like usual, it does have a marking on here how to put the batteries in there, which I really like, because if you don't put how the batteries go, no matter what it is, if you put it on the first time, it's probably not right. All right, so that's pretty much everything with this light. I guess you could probably take that off and put it on a sidearm, but it would have to be a really big sidearm. And that would be adding a bunch of weight more than usual to the end there. So I probably wouldn't recommend doing that even if you had something that would fit on. Yeah, I don't think I do. So even if you did that, you'd have a whole lot of weight on there. So that's pretty much everything in the box. Now let's go ahead and mount this on this guy and get it how I want it. All right, so here's what we're putting it on. I did at least one original video on just this setup that I had. That was a while ago. I don't know how much stuff I've done to this off the top of my head since I did that video, and I did do a ATF episode on this as well. I'll have to look back and see how much stuff I've done to it since then. So it might get another video on itself, or it might be in a newer episode of the ATF tapes. If you don't know what the ATF tapes are, I have done like, I think 13 or 14 maybe at this point. And it's just pretty much hanging out and having usually some whiskey and some, usually the C word, that I can't really say on here or I'll get demonetized, which it's probably demonetized anyway already. And then an F, which is this guy. So we've got usually one of each of those categories, and we just kind of sit down and hang out and talk about it, which those are some of my favorite videos because they're really, really fun, hanging out, talking and stuff like that. So if you're interested in that, be sure to check that out. It does have its own playlist called the ATF Tapes. So overview, like I said, this is a pistol. This is a side charger. I actually made this myself. I did do a video on that. I think I've done 2 different videos on that. I really like that. Everybody always asks me, why is it on the right side? Because I am a lefty. I can't even remember if I even looked to see how much one was when I wanted to do that. I just knew I could do one myself, so I did it myself and did a video on it. Brace back here, the cheap KK Shockwave brace does have a little sling wrapped around here. Flip up iron sights. These are FDE from Dagger Defense. I've done a bunch of videos with those guys, real budget stuff. I like most of the stuff from them. Like I said, I've done a bunch of different videos on their stuff. This optic is the Vortex, can't remember what it was. It's evading me. Crossfire, that's what it is. Vortex Crossfire. Really like that optic. And nothing else really special. Ambi safety. That's pretty much it, all the cool stuff. This is a light that I got from Tac Pack. I did do a video on that. The only reason it's still on there is because it has a little light and a red light on it. I kind of like that feature. The light is real low lumen stuff, so it's not that useful. I just thought it was pretty cool, and it hardly takes up any space at all. So even though that light is, I think it's only got like 10 lumens on it, I've been wanting to put another light on here, and finally today we're going to do that. Now usually when I do a setup like this, like I've got on one of my other ones, as I said, I'm a lefty when I shoot long guns like this. So I always have my hand right here, so I always want my pressure switch up top like this. So we're going to have to try and make that work with that guy up there. We might have to see if we can move that. We'll figure that out. And then always, depending on if you're right or left, I always have my main light on the opposite side of me. So it's out of the way. It's not in my view. So if you're right, I would put it over here. I'm left, so mine are always on that side. That's always how I do it. You don't have to do it that way. I'm sure there's a lot of people that don't do it that way. That's just how I do it, and that's how we are going to do it today. Now, all of their mounts, you need a flathead for, which I really like because some different people will put some weird Allen screw in there that sometimes you never have the proper size. Usually they send it to you if it's an Allen wrench. All of Streamlight's are flathead that I've gotten anyway. And then if you're wondering, anytime I'm mounting one like this, I put it as far forward as I can, but not up against this, so any gas. If you put it close up like this, it's gonna get some on the lens. I put it as far forward as I can, but not getting it past the edge here or close to the muzzle device that's on there. So this one actually fits right on the face edge of there, which I really like. Now we're going to tighten this guy up. That's on there solid. And then if you're doing this, I got a little worried there because I thought I wouldn't be able to plug this up, but you can. And something else now that I'm doing this, not usually, when you put a pressure switch on here, you have the cord, so you're either going to go over the top or over the bottom, depending on where your grip is, will affect how you want to do that, because if it's right over your grip, if you have an angled grip, like this. I wouldn't want it on here. You can go through here maybe. We'll have to see how that works out. All the way around works better. If I don't have to put zip ties on this, that works best for me. And that's completely out of the way. So I'm not touching it at all. So let's put these grips on here. There we go. Strobe still not working. Must not be on this. So that's the setup that I've got. Sometimes you might have to use bands like this. I like using those to hold slings and stuff, and I do have some setups where I've got them up here for stuff like this. I avoid that if possible. Here I don't need anything. I don't need to use any of those bands or any of the zip ties that they sent. It wraps around perfectly on there and everything's secure and it's not going to pop off. So that is perfect and exactly where I want it. All right, so that is that guy, the TLR RM2 from Streamlight. Mounted it on this guy. Talked about all the different stats. Real excited about this. Very bright. So that is all for today's video on the new TLR RM2 light from Streamlight. Really excited about this guy. Ready to do some more testing to it. I am a big fan of pressure switches like that on setups like these. If you're interested on this, like I said, I have done videos on it in the past. If something on here now that you see isn't on the video, I've probably just added it since that video went up. I did do an original video on it. At least one. I think I might have done two, and I know I featured it in one of the ATF tapes, and I can't remember which episode that was off the top of my head. If you're interested in that, you can check those videos out. If something's on here that's not, I'll probably end up doing another update video on this, and it might be on another episode of the ATF tapes. So keep an eye out for that. If I find out that there's something updated to this that I haven't shown in a video, I'll do another video on that. Be sure to check out the ATF tapes. There's a whole playlist on stuff. I really appreciate you guys watching those videos because I really like doing those videos and hanging out with you guys and doing a little chit chat. I've gotten to where I usually do like premiere videos on those recently. I've thought about doing live videos, but I haven't really gotten a big response from that, so I don't know if that'll actually happen or not. But be sure to check me out on Instagram at the Josh Wiley channel. If you like this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up and check out all the other videos I've got, especially on the different Streamlight lights that I've done. I'll probably do, now that I've gotten a decent amount of different Streamlights, a wide variety of different Streamlights, I have thought about doing like my Streamlight collection, talking about what I have all in one video and doing a little talking about them and everything I like and some that I don't like. Probably will end up doing a video like that in the future, so if you're interested in that, keep an eye out for that. Let me know all of your thoughts down in the comment section below, and if you haven't yet, be sure to get subscribed to the channel. Be sure to check out the Arm Society at thearmsociety.com for all of their apparel, and they do have some training equipment, stuff like that you can check out on their website. Big shout out to those guys for sending me a bunch of different stuff to show off to you guys in these videos. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, check these guys out. Be sure to follow me on Instagram, and I will see you guys in the next one. See ya.